There is one end of it where it's premature announcement, and then there's another end where there is no announcement. Let us know. I want to have a little bit more transparency in 2025. We've already talked about what we want out of 2025 and our wish list and signings and rule changes. So now we're going to talk about what we're leaving behind in 2024, things that we don't want to see again in 2025 in terms of football and women's soccer. If you're with us on YouTube, guys, let us know, what are you leaving behind in 2024? What are you done with? You're saying good riddance to, and what else do you want to see moving forward? Dee, we're going to start with you. What are you leaving behind?
I'm honored. Premature moves in front office positions. That's NWSL announcing expansion teams that are not ready. Premature coach firings, i.e. Casey Stoney. Tournaments that are not that well thought out, i.e. the Summer Cup. I think there needs to be a little bit more thought into putting these things forward or announcing them before they're just done. I think the NWSL overcorrects a lot of the time, and they're a little bit trigger happy with making decisions, and we're going to have this really grand announcement because this sounds great. And it's not, there should never be a team winning 13-0 in a tournament anymore. I'm sorry. That's crazy. This is not well thought out. There needs to be changes. And a few other things that I thought of. 3-game weeks. There should not be any 3 more match weeks. That's wild. Players' bodies need the rest. You think about the travel that comes with that. There's no recovery. You can't even train to prepare for the next game. I thought this was going to be done from the previous CBA. Still is a thing because the NWSL threw in so many extra tournaments that teams were required to do. So those are some of the things I really want to leave behind in 2024. And this year, with not so many tournaments as last year had, I think that we'll see a lot of that come to fruition.
I am obsessed with your take, Darian. I'm obsessed with the premature announcement take. That is
let's relax. Let's take a beat.
It is so NWSL to a T that they are like, oh, it's a rumor. Things are happening. We have to get out ahead of it. No, rumors are good. If you have journalists breaking stories, that means your league and your teams and your moves are big enough to be reported stories. That's a good thing.
Love it.
When sources say and breaking news and things like that, when it doesn't come from you as a league, the league definitely needs to do that, because they said the 16th expansion team would be announced by Q4, which I'm not a business person, but that basically means December 31st of 2024.
Just don't say anything. Just don't say anything.
Yeah.
Boss Nation was not ready to be announced. Shut up. Don't announce it.
They weren't. There's so many things that the league should have just said, you know what, we're going to take a minute. We're going to take a minute and not announce this. We'll let the rumors swirl and then we'll go from there. That's a good one. All right, Sandra, can you top that?
I don't think so. Honestly, because I think there's just a lot of crossover and a lot of agreement with this kind of stuff. I mean, one of the things that came to my mind automatically was the chaotic stoppage time. And I didn't want to lead with that simply because I feel like we ended up talking about it so much in 2024. I mean, it was a constant theme, week in, week out. It wasn't just one game over the weekend. It would be multiple games throughout match weeks where we saw extensive stoppage time. So I'm hopeful that we're leaving that behind in 2024, and hopefully in 2025 we're gonna get some better things in the new year. But I'd like some adjustments. Sometimes you don't want to throw the tub out with the bathwater, right? And sometimes for New Year's, in the theme of resolutions, you're just making tweaks. Maybe you're doing some good stuff, but you learn some things over the year and you just want to be better. And so for me, if Challenge Cup is still going to be a thing, which it so very obviously is, because I think for many, many years now, people thought that it would be done away with, and Challenge Cup just keeps coming back. She just refuses to die. So she just Challenge Cup keeps evolving. So if we're going to keep having Challenge Cup, and it's going to be probably too late to do this now, but something that bothered me about its re-evolution in 2024 was that there was no opportunity for the reigning Challenge Cup holder to try to have their say on the day. So if you were, for example, like back-to-back winning North Carolina Courage Challenge Cup winners. By the time it was 2024, you weren't even part of the equation for Challenge Cup, even though you had won this tournament. So if Challenge Cup is still going to be around in 2025 and beyond, let reigning cup holders defend the title. And I think there's going to be a counter argument for people who are going to be like, well, do you really want to see 2025 San Diego Wave try to start off the year with so much pressure? And my answer is yes. Bring it to me. I love the chaos. Bring it to me. San Diego Wave versus, at this point, whoever the Shield winner is or the championship holder is. And in this case, it would have been Orlando. So have at it.
That's what they did last year. And I agree. I liked it, especially if there's a sponsor on the line and money.
You make it mean something. It's not just, yes, the money is important, but make it mean something. Like give them a chance.
That leads me to one of mine, which is prize money. If there is prize money, if there is an incentive for players, make the announcement, make it public, and also make there be prize money. But there was what were we covering last year? I can't even remember. And I was like, is there money in this game? What's happening?
Summer Cup.
Yes, Summer Cup. That's what it was, Summer Cup. And all of a sudden, our Jenny Chu, reporter on the ground, good friend of the show, we are texting her, go ask the players, go ask the officials, is there prize money? We never even got official word. So there is one end of it where it's premature announcement, and then there's another end where there is no announcement. Let us know. I want to have a little bit more transparency in 2025. I'm also leaving behind strategic goalkeeper timeouts. In the 20th minute.
That's a great one.
Technical timeout.
You are not allowed to go down anymore.
Oh my goodness.
No way to know if a player is actually hurt or what's happening, but there should be a way, and they should get a yellow card or something.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Hey, don't listen to this.
I know. I don't like it. I don't want it, which would also help with the excessive stoppage time. It would be a triple down effect, and that's what I want. I also want to leave behind. I was trying to figure out how I was going to word this, but basically, I want more women-owned or team-owned facilities. Everything. Now, we can't all every single club can't get a CPKC NWSL specific built stadium and training facility. However, when you get there, don't pawn it off to other teams before your team has a chance to use it. I'm thinking a couple weeks before the NWSL championship, when Kansas City used their field for something else, it looked like American football. And there was like a whole strip of it torn up and destroyed in the grass. I don't want that. Let these shared spaces be of benefit to NWSL clubs. That's what I want. Whether they're the third tenant or the second tenant, let them have something that they get to own and move forward with. That's what I want in 2025. So I kind of spun it wrong because I couldn't figure out the wording.
We did what we want. It's fine.
We did what we want.
I followed it. You're good.
Thank you. There's a lot to come in 2025 before we close out this episode. What are we excited for? Sandra, what are you looking forward to in this year of women's football?
Oh my goodness. So 2025 already was bringing some energy from people who were just like, oh, it's going to be so great that there's like no real like major international footy type of stuff in 2025. There's no World Cup. There's no Olympics. Like, guys, like there's still major international tournaments that are going to happen. We're going to have witness the Women's Euro, but I'm particularly hyped for Copa America Femenina in 2025. Give me that sweet CONMEBOL chaos. And there's definitely some layers of chaos to it for sure. It's going to be hosted, in Ecuador, but there's not exactly venues planned out. I think they might have one for the final, but there's still some things up in the air about it. But again, things that we want to leave behind in 2024. Don't do these things. Don't make these premature decisions and then still not have the entire plan laid out. But that,
so
I'm not going to
NWSL, it's women's soccer as a whole.
In general, wide umbrella here. But you know what? I'm not going to let that rain spoil my parade. I'm here for Copa America Femenina. They tweaked it a little bit too. I think that's also kind of hyping me up a little bit. It kind of served as a bit of a qualifier really for World Cups in the past, but that's not going to be the case. They, CONMEBOL's making an actual sort of World Cup qualifying process. And so instead of that, it's going to be like Olympic spots are going to sort of be up for grabs for Copa America Femenina. So I think that is an added layer of like, you're taking one thing out, but kind of slotting another thing in to still kind kind of make it that little bit of extra high stakes energy for this kind of competition. Brazil has always been really on top. I think they are like 4-time champions at this point, but the groups I think have been laid out too. And you've got Colombia, who were runners up, like in the same group of Brazil. Like, who's it going to be? So I think there's enough here to get excited about. I'm excited about it. I can't wait for Copa America in the summer.
Let's go. You got me excited for it. All right, Dee, what about you? 2025? What you got your sights set on?
One, I am looking forward to the Orlando Pride defending their titles. I do think this is a year where even more records are going to be broken because of the competition. I think Orlando was so solid this last year. They've retained their players. I know Marta's up in the air what she's planning to do, and I feel confident that she's going to stay in Orlando. So I'm really looking forward to seeing them and how they're going to come out. And I don't expect them to change the way that they play that much. I just expect even more goals and very solid defense. So that's what I'm looking forward to, specifically NWSL. Broader, I want to see more NWSL, WSL crossover. I know that WSL, some teams came here to the US. They had some scrimmages, some friendlies with NWSL teams, and I loved seeing that. We always talk about wanting to see these teams play each other, which league is better, what would this matchup look like of these players, and we finally got to see that. So I want that to be more of a thing. I want there to be so much more of that crossover, and whether it's even players going on loan to both leagues, and we see some more Americans, more NWSL players go over to the WSL and play for a little bit, or WSL players come to the US and play in the NWSL. I'm just here for more of that. I want more of that in 2025.
Yes,
More of it.
More collabs.
Yes.
Well, in lieu of not having as many tournaments, we get to see semis and finals of the CONCACAF W Champions Cup. That'll come in May. Starts May 21st to the 24th. It's in Mexico. Remember, it's Tigres, Portland, Gotham, and Club America. And the winner of this gets to go to the Club World Cup. So I'm excited to see kind of what happens and how different, frankly, these teams look. I mean, Gotham's going to look drastically different. Sandra, you teased it a little, but Euros 2025 in Switzerland.
Yes.
I'm really, really excited for this tournament to see some other nations that have shored up themselves in the last couple of years, how England is going to try to defend their title, how the host country of Switzerland is going to be so proud to host this tournament. There's a lot that comes with the Euros this summer, and I am very, very excited for them. I'm excited to see in the NWSL how no college draft this year affects the young players and the rookies. And I think that we are going to see young superstars absolutely ball out. We got a taste of it last year with more and more younger players coming into the league, right? With Kennedy Fuller, Claire Hutton, Melanie Barcenas. These young players have so much to prove and to give the game. And now that everyone's a free agent, I'm excited to see how that changes the game and how many young players get to show themselves off. We also get more football in 2025 because Canada's first women's professional soccer league, the Northern Super League, gets started in April, guys. So we get to see a new league, new players. I know so many Canadians are so excited for this to happen, and I am too. I'm going to watch it. I mean, why not add more soccer to my plate and watch it and see what's going on? That's what I'm excited for in 2025.